Custer's Last Stand, The Brutal Unraveling at Little Bighorn, 1876. June 25, 1876. The sun blazes over the Montana Territory, baking the Rosebud Valley's cracked earth. George Armstrong Custer, clad in buckskin and a red cravat, rides at the head of his 7th Cavalry, 660 men, bone-weary after a 28-mile slog. Horses stumble, hooves churning dust. Mules in the pack train falter, shedding gear as they lag. Custer's eyes gleam with ambition. He's chasing a victory, to crown his name a swift strike, to dazzle Philadelphia's centennial crowd. By July 4th, lecture fees to clear his debts, and a heroic tale to burnish his legend. The 7th can lick anything, he boasts, smirking at Bloody Knife, his Araucarian scout, who mutters darkly, "I shall not see the sun." Custer laughs it off, blind to the doom shadowing his trail. Across the Little Bighorn, the Greasy Grass teams, with life 7,000 Lakota and Cheyenne, including 1,800 to 2,000 warriors, sprawl in a village of 1,000 teepees. It's a breathtaking fortress, stitched tight by necessity and defiance. President Grant's gun ban has choked their buffalo hunts. His failed grab for the Black Hills, sacred land they'd never yield, has starved them into resistance. Crazy Horse's triumph over General Crook at Rosebud, 8 days earlier, swells their ranks with warriors and hope. Wooden Leg, a young Cheyenne, later recalls a carefree hum games. Laughter. A sense of invincibility born of numbers too vast for any foe to challenge. Sitting Bull, scarred from a Sundance, climbs a knoll that evening, laying out a buffalo robe and tobacco. "Waka, ta, shield us," he prays, haunted by a vision of soldiers tumbling upside down into camp, a cryptic omen of victory or ruin. Custer's camp crackles with restless energy. By firelight, Bloody Knife sharpens his blade, warning again. Too many out there. Custer, lounging in a straw hat from the Yellowstone, brushes it aside. "We'll cut through like butter." Men croon hymns the doxology to steady frayed nerves, while Custer stares into the night, dreaming of headlines. At 9 p.m., Crow Scouts thunder in, the main Lakota trail west to the Little Bighorn. Custer's on his feet in minutes, barking, "Varnum, Crow's Nest lookout, column, night march move." His plan mimics Washida's success in '68, 12 miles, a coffee halt, 17 more to the river by dawn on the 25th, rest all day, then strike at first light on the 26th. The men groan, gulping bitter brew at breaks, trudging through darkness as trails multiply signs of a swelling enemy, he reads as prey. Dawn on the 25th finds them spent just shy of the river. From the Crow's Nest, Varnum relays the Crow's sighting, a colossal village. Custer rides to a bluff alone at 9 a.m., squinting through haze bluffs obscure the sprawl. But Mitch Bowyer gallops up, urgent, "More Indians than you've ever faced." Bloody Knife echoes, "Enough Sioux for 3 days' fight." Custer chuckles, "1 day's plenty." Then Tom Custer dashes in. "Cheyenne nabbed a mule's hardtack, they know we're here." His face hardens. Surprise is lost. "No rest attack now," he snaps, pivoting from stealth to speed. The men, hollow-eyed, grab rifles as he splits the force. Reno's 175 down the creek with him. Benteen's 115 southwest to block escapes. 130 with the lagging pack train, and his 220 up the bluffs. A Crow Scout grabs his arm. "Don't divide us, too many." But Custer shrugs free. "I fight, you scout." By 11:45, the 7th fractures into motion. Reno's 175-pound toward the ford, hooves slashing water. Reno swaying with a flask in hand. Benteen's 115 veer west, cursing rough gullies. Custer's 220 climb the bluffs. Dust curling off ridges as he scans north. The pack train straggles a mile back, mules mired. He's weaving a noose. Reno hits the village's heart. Benteen seals the flank. He'll crush from above. But 2,000 warriors wait coiled, not cowed, outnumbering him 4-1, hardened by Rosebud's fire. His orders are vague. Charge in. To Reno, scout wide. To Benteen, no thread ties the splinters. The crow's warning rings, truer by the minute. At 3 p.m., Reno's 175 slam into the village's edge. Charge, he slurs, flask glinting as horses thunder across the plain. At 300 yards, he falters. Warriors don't flee. Hundreds swarm instead. Halt into the trees, he yells, 95 dismounting into cottonwoods. Carbines crack, smoke billows, most shots miss, greenhorns fumbling, 30% untested. Warriors charge 500, then more arrows whistling, rifles barking. Crazy Horse emerges, lightning painted, his cry igniting the camp. 10 minutes in, Reno's line holds. 20 later, it's a trap. Smoke chokes the timber. Arrows thud into trunks. Bloody Knife's skull explodes beside Reno. Brain splatters his face. Run every man for himself, he screams, staggering. The retreat's chaos. Men bolt. Horses plunge into the river. An 8-foot bluff bottlenecks them under Hunkpapa fire. Half vanished, scalped, hacked, or drowned. 80 claw up Reno Hill, shattered, ammo gone. Reno raving as warriors circle. Custer, atop the bluffs by 3:40, glasses the chaos. Hurrah, boys! We've got 'em, he roars, his 220 cheering wildly. Reno's route is his cue. He'll swing north, smash the camp's rear, claim the prize. Upriver, he orders, horses splashing through Medicine Tail Coulee. He sends Martini with a note. Benteen, come quick, big village, bring packs, the last white man to see him alive. Then silence swallows his 220. Did they charge downslope, carbines blazing as warriors met them head on? Did Crazy Horse crash their flank, lances tearing through greenhorns? Or did they dig in on a ridge, ammo dwindling as 2,000 overwhelmed them? No survivor tells. Arrows might have rained, bullets snapped, horses screamed. Chaos erased the tale. His toothbrush lies lost with him, buckskin bravado buried in dust. Benteen, miles off, dawdles with his 115, ignoring Martini's plea. The pack train stalls, ammo crates uselessly distant. Reno's 80 huddle, pinned. Custer's 220 vanish. By dusk, 268 lie dead, his force gutted. Arrogance the spark. The Lakota and Cheyenne lose perhaps 60, their victory bitter but absolute. Grant's policies lit the fuse gun bans, land grabs, starvation pushing tribes to this stand. Custer's haste pulled the trigger, splitting 660 against a united 200. History wrestles with his ghost. Whitaker's 1876. Leonidas glows heroic. Verhees's 1906 line roars defiance. Yet the butcher's bill scalps, screams. A hill of corpses cuts sharper. Little Bighorn stands stark. No glory redeems folly when numbers and resolve collide. Custer's legend twists hero, fool, or both, but the Greasy Grass holds its truth, unyielding and blood-soaked.